Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Hello Day with Down to Earth Astronomy. Another week has passed, and what a week it has been. Unless you've been living under a rock, or maybe you don't play Elite. Well, of course, the major thing in Elite was the launch of patch 2.4, which is finally here, the long-awaited patch 2.4. The return, which of course introduced the Thargoids. Now, right after the patch, everybody headed into the Pleiades sector, and I had a live stream up on Tuesday as well, where we headed down to the Pleiades sector, and we very quickly heard that there were these non-human signal sources, and we went in and we tried to see what we could do with some new limpet controllers for some research limpet, and we could take tissue samples, and we managed to get a tissue sample of the ship. But at this point, we're not really able to actually attack them or defend against them. If they got mad at us and decided to attack us, all we could do at this point was really to try and escape. And I actually like this period before. Now, of course, we have the weapons, but I actually like these 2 days right after the launch, where we were completely defenseless. Because it was quite interesting to go and try and give different stuff to the Thargoid ships and see how they react. I mean, lots of commanders have tried to give them unknown scanners and links and probes and meta-alloys and alien artifacts and all kinds of stuff, just to see how they reacted, see if you can get an interesting response out of them. So far, I haven't seen any response other than "meh, we don't care" or "I'm gonna kill you now." And the last one mainly being if you give them some of the Guardian tech, they will have a tendency to attack you. They don't really like that stuff. They really don't like the Guardians, apparently. But just 2 days after the patch, we of course got the first community goal ending, giving us the new scanner and the missile racks, which finally allowed people to go out and actually begin to counter these ships and begin to attack them. But again, you can still. I have mixed feelings about that we already, quote unquote, have the weapons, and I understand why Frontier did it. I would personally have hoped that we would have had a longer period where we wouldn't have any where we would have any defense against them or any way to do anything against them. I mean, we know they've been in the area for a long time. If you take this from a storyline point of view, we know they've been there for a long time, so it makes sense that we had the research. But the fact that the weapon was developed so quickly, I mean, the community goal for it was about a week, and then as soon as the community goal ended, the weapons was already there, the day the community goal ended. I would have hoped that we've had a longer period where we would have tried to go out and see if we could communicate with them in some manner. But again, I understand why Frontier has done as they have done, and they have progressed it so quickly. I think otherwise they were afraid that people would be disappointed that all they could do was go down and do not really interact that much with them, other than try to give them stuff or scan them, try to communicate with them in that way. But maybe it was also to try and give people the choice, because I mean, just because the weapons are here doesn't mean that you can't still go out and try and communicate with them in that manner. So maybe it was to give people the choice of whether you want to go a hostile way or try to go with a more diplomatic approach to the Thargoids, which I guess is fair. But it's going to be interesting to see how quickly this is going to progress. I mean, we are already having the second community goal for some, forgot the name of them, but it's basically anti-Thargoid multi-cannons that's currently active. And it's going to be interesting to see if this is going to be a weekly thing, that we're just every week going to get some new stuff. I mean, eventually we're going to run out of modules that we can get a Thargoid version of. but maybe this is something that's just going to continue and until we have a AX or Thargoid, anti-Thargoid version of every single weapon in the, or every single module in the game. I don't know. I guess Frontier, they pretty much have a roadmap for what's gonna go on. And I hope it depends on what we do. So far, of course, there's been a lot of interest in going down and killing these guys. But apart from a huge bounty claim that you get for killing one of these ships, you also get a lot of other like items, materials, like the tissue samples, and you can pick up the hearts of the ships when you kill them. But we have no use for it yet. Or maybe we do, but we just don't know. At least that's what I hope. I hope that these items have some kind of use that we just haven't found yet. I've personally, with the tissue sample, I tried to take them to some of the alien ruins and give that to the alien machine. That didn't do anything. That didn't accept it, at least. So it will be interesting to see. And if you looked at the patch note for the patch, there was a lot of, pretty much every single section had we've added more mysterious stuff and mysterious locations for you to find it. So I'm pretty sure that there is a lot of content out there that has not been discovered yet, and that we are hopefully going to discover very, very soon. And there's also, we still have a lot to learn about these, about the Thargoids, because it seems to be that these weapons, you just need them for specific parts of the attack. It seems that you can use normal weapons for something. So normal weapons are not completely useless against them, but you need the anti-Thargoid weapons to... I'm not completely sure how that's actually set up, but there's a lot of learning and experimenting that has to be done in order for us to get a complete overview of what's going on with that. So, but okay, yeah, all in all, it's a good launch. But there's of course been other stuff than Thargoids going on. And over the weekend, there was a post on Reddit regarding some passenger missions in a system called Rear. I have a video up on it, and I'll try to put a link in the more info icon if you want to watch that. But basically, it's a way that you can pick up a lot of passengers, but like bulk passenger transfer missions that just need to go from one station to another, and then they need to get off at that station, and they will pay a ridiculous sum of money to get transferred over to that station. And this has spawned some... I, of course, did a video based on the Reddit post on it, and this has spawned a rather interesting effects. I mean, if we take a look at the traffic report from the system, there is a lot of ships passing through the system right now, and I've even had reports from people saying that the servers and just refreshing the mission board in the system could be a pain because they were so overloaded. Because of the number of players that are heading to that system right now to do this, and to make all the credits that you can do in that system. And another interesting thing that I found when looking at the traffic report was also the ship types. I mean, there was all the usual stuff that you would expect, like cutters and anacondas, transport ships in general, stuff with a lot of internal compartments. Or very large ships in general. The people that maybe had lying around, or people that have fitted out, of course, the passenger liners as well. But anyway, a lot of these transport ships that were good for transporting people. And it's clear why they're there. They're there to transport passengers. And then there are the odd ones where I think, why, like Ferdlands? And the only reason I can see why there would be such a large number of people running into the system in Ferdlands would probably be to grieve all the people carrying passengers. And I guess that's what happens whenever you have a lot of people assembled in one location in ships with little or no defense. That just have to attract griefers or PvPers. And I mean, it's a fair deal. I mean, if you go out there in open in a ship with no defense, you run the chance of being attacked by another player. That's part of the game. And that's a risk you have to take, of course. But anyway, I just thought it was funny with the sheer number of players that are in the system. But yeah, let's have a look at something. Well, still going to be slightly related to Elite, because what I wanted to talk about also this week is how it is to be a YouTuber doing a huge launch for a game you cover. So, of course, I cover Elite. There's just been the huge 2.4 launch, and normally when I would do videos, I would have to prepare them maybe a week in advance, and I would have pre-uploaded and have them up there. I have them unlisted or private, so that people cannot see the videos yet, but I could within minutes launch the video when I feel like it. And I have my usual time slots where I launch my videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and I would often prepare the stuff during the weekends or during the weeks and have it ready to go live whenever the next time slot come up, and whenever I feel like that it was time to put up that video. But of course, after a launch, the news flow is so big that it doesn't really fit within a time schedule like that. Because, I mean, most of the videos I put up is not that time sensitive. I mean, take the Worth a Visit series, where I go out and look at interesting places in the galaxy. I mean, those places are going to stay there. They're most likely not going to be removed. Meaning it doesn't really matter if that video goes up 1 week or a week or two later. Whereas a video where we look at some new features in a patch or something is something that has to come up very quickly, because it very quickly will lose its news values. So there are these time-sensitive videos. Also, the passenger missions, of course, also a very time-sensitive video, something that I, on the day, and the people who were on Discord with me on that would know that I pretty much spent all of Saturday just pushing that video through. I went through the system and I got my allied standing as quickly as I possibly could, because I wanted to get that video out as quickly as possible. Because it's time sensitive, and I guess the point I want to make is it's actually been quite a stressful week and weekend because of the launch. And even though I prior to the launch, and I do this prior to every launch, I tell myself, okay, don't fall into that trap again of feeling that you have to put out videos. Just stick to your schedule, maybe do one additional video if there's some very crucial stuff. And I tell myself that before the launch, and then the launch comes and there's lots of new stuff and you get all hyped and excited about it, and you feel like, oh, I have to do a video about it. And well, yeah, and you see what happened. I think I launched three videos over the weekend, and 2 of them were actually recorded, edited, and uploaded during the weekend as well. So busy weekend, and of course this is currently Sunday evening when I have to record Hello Dave. So that has to be done as well. Luckily these videos are fairly easy to edit, but in situations like this is when I am just becoming more and more happy for the recent upgrade I did with a new editing software. I think I talked about it in last week's Hello Dave as well, that I bought a new editing software, which is not only a lot more stable, but also allows me to work so much faster. I mean, the editing time for the simple stuff, it's approximately the same. But when you get into the more complex stuff, like with a lot of cuts and fades and overlaying things, it's just so much faster to do. And in those cases, I would probably say I have half the time I use to record or to edit that kind of stuff. So that's very nice. And in cases like these time-sensitive videos, which was the point I'm trying to make, I'm so happy for that purchase. So yeah. One last thing that I want to talk about or to mention, because I also mentioned last week that I'm going to move my streaming spot from some undisclosed time in the weekends to Tuesday evening or afternoon. It would be Central European time evening, often around 9 o'clock Central European time. That of course means it's going to be live stream tomorrow. And I asked in last week if people would be interested in seeing like a behind the scenes stream, and well, there was not really a lot who replied, but I still think I'm gonna do it. So tomorrow, also because I need to do something else. I mean, there's been a lot of Elite, so it would be nice to do something different other than just play more Elite. So the stream tomorrow is going to be, well, that's tomorrow for you because Sunday for me, so it will be the day after tomorrow for me. But anyway, on Tuesday, tomorrow, after this video goes live, the live stream will be like a special behind the scenes video where I show you guys the workflow that I go through when I'm making a new video. So all the way from researching, gonna see how I can do this. I haven't figured that out, but going all the way from researching to recording, editing, and all the stuff that that I go through when recording videos. And just to give you guys an idea of what it actually takes to put up a YouTube video. But anyway, I think that's it. I hope you guys will tune in tomorrow. And again, always remember, if you have questions that you want or topics that you want me to try and talk about in Hello Dave, then let me know and put them in the description, not the description, wow, in the comment section down below, and I'll try to pick them up and see what I'll bring into the next episode. But anyway, rambling. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a like down below, and until next time, I will see you guys in space.